All right,
Do
we're
you
back.
think anybody remembers any of this stuff other than us?
Probably not.
No.
Like I said, it's like Stephen King's It. I'm going to use this analogy because
Yeah.
our childhood without Pennywise, but we had a lot of Henry Bowerses. So, um, I think once you leave Marlton, it just goes away.
Yeah.
Like the fog just goes over you. Like I don't want to remember being tortured by this kid. I'm not saying us, but I remember this
Yeah.
one kid whose parents didn't buy him anything. Anything.
Mhm.
Got a brand new Dallas Cowboy jacket. Again, this kid was it was like he couldn't believe his parents spent money on because this kid got
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
And I remember as a joke, he put a rock in this kid's football helmet.
Hmm.
The kid put the football helmet on. It probably grazed him. Didn't even cut him. And the kid's all
Yeah.
tough. Who fucking did this? And everyone pointed at the other kid. He's like, I'm either gonna beat the shit out of you, or you're gonna roll in this fresh paint in the Dallas Cowboy jacket. And I remember the kid sobbing, crying as he's rolling around in the
Oh,
paint. Yep.
there's maniacs, just fucking maniacs that we
Yeah.
that we knew growing up.
Yeah.
Like they tried to paralyze one of our friends because he didn't wear his jersey to school on Friday. They came to my house looking for him, and
Yep.
like I'm sitting at the front door, and I'm like, nah, man, he doesn't live here. And you see two dudes in the back seat with like weapons.
I mean, the kid, like going back to the kid with the
Yeah,
Dallas Cowboys jacket, the kid that tried to fight him probably had to be about 14 years old
yeah.
at the time. To have that much hostility
Oh yeah.
towards another child
Mm-hmm.
that was about this, I think the kid that was the bully was a year older than us.
Yeah.
So the kid was probably about 13. The 14-year-old kid had so much built up like animosity. Like, what
Living
drives
in
a
this
kid that to be that mean to
living
people?
in the suburbs.
Right.
Living in the suburbs where like there's fields to play
Hmm.
and parks and all kinds of shit, baseball fields, hockey courts, and it's like, why are you so angry?
Yeah. Why are you so angry? It was like in Marlton, by no means is a poor town.
No.
Even like the lowest of the low. So like when I said Marlton Village, those kids still had money. Like those parents
Yeah,
still had money.
yeah,
They just weren't as fortunate as say me and you.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so like even though you lived in that part of town, you weren't
Mm,
poor.
yeah,
I mean, like because we were friends with the Zeitlers,
mm,
who single mom, but they could play hockey.
yeah,
They had the best of the best. You
yeah.
know,
They constantly going to concerts and
concerts.
yeah, and getting all kinds of band gear and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah,
But I think it was also because the mom was basically letting like those kids had a rough childhood, so their mom was spending all of her money on them to make
right,
sure that like they didn't turn out crazy.
right. And
Um,
neither one of
and
them
then
did. I mean, I still talk to Justin. I mean,
I see
still a friend of mine.
he dated Christy a little bit after I long after I did. I saw him at a restaurant in King of Prussia maybe two
Yeah.
years ago.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and then the other big thing of our childhood was B&C Video,
Hmm. Now,
which
BNC video, just picture an old video store with that musky smell.
mhm.
Had any video game that you can imagine. Like this
It was in
guy's
it.
horror section was phenomenal.
Oh yeah, and that's kind of where I tell people like that's where I kind of got my film knowledge from was from you and I renting stacks of tapes on Friday or Saturday nights and then
Hmm.
just watching horror movies. But like it was in a strip mall.
Hmm.
At one end was a Kmart, next to it was the library.
Hmm.
And then there was like a bunch of other little things. There was like a Subway there, and there was a grocery store at the other end. But it was the one like little independent thing, and once you walked in, it was decrepit. Like it
Yeah.
was like cavernous, like
Mhm.
and remember there was like a back hallway behind it?
Like behind the desk.
No, no, like behind there was like a back hallway that ran behind all the stores.
Oh, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes, yes.
because
I think you meant B and C.
there was like a little gym or something on the other
Phys-
side.
Physical elite, which I got
That's
stories, which I have. Where were the adults on this one? But we'll get to that. Um,
But I remember that
yeah.
when you walked in, there was a Dark Crystal poster
Hmm.
on the wall that was where the Nintendo section was. But
Hmm.
if you went back into the porn section, there was like a window that led out to that where the where the gym was, but they just stuck a standee in the front of the window, but you could still see hardcore
Oh yeah,
pornography.
and and when you were in there, it was just like a velvet like curtain,
Yeah,
like you could just walk through.
yeah.
And I
But you could also
remember,
see it from the new release wall.
yeah, because when you walk, like you walked in, you smelled the musk and cigarettes.
Yeah.
That's what you smelled, and it was poorly lit. And he had the case where you could buy movies.
Yep.
And then he had his desk with all the movies behind it. Like I don't know what kind of system he had, but like the boxes for the movies were on like the display
Yeah,
case.
the empty box, you would bring up the
Yeah,
thing, they would grab that code and
right,
come back. Because if you went to like, I don't know people who watch the channel how old most you are, but
right,
like if even you remember Blockbuster, it just had the tape behind the thing. You had to go up to the counter and
right.
they would get it for you. And
They would get it.
there was a naked picture of
David Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff. He was like nude laying on like a carpet behind
Yes,
the register.
right. And it was his name. Unfortunately, he passed away, but his name was Chris.
Yeah.
He was a Marlton legend. Anyone that
Mhm.
grew up in Marlton knows B and C. And yeah, so you would have
Which is
all.
weird because I can't find any pictures of it anywhere.
Either can I.
I
Either
want to
can I.
find the sign and put the sign on a T-shirt.
Right. Like I would love memorabilia from there, even if
Yeah.
it's like an old like movie case.
Hmm.
But you had all the movies on one side, and then you had the new releases were on in front of you if you walk straight.
Yeah.
Then you had your action and horror,
Hmm.
and then you had the porn section.
Well, you also before that you had like special interest stuff because I remember
Right.
we used to go in there because a friend of mine was huge into wrestling and I didn't
Hmm.
like wrestling, but he always used to rent wrestling tapes from there. But there was just stacked up on the floor,
Yeah,
like
there
there was.
was no organization. And you could like even though like the new releases you're only supposed to keep for like a day and bring it
Yeah.
back. I remember one time I had Ernest Scared Stupid for like 14 days. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to pay like $20 in late fees.
Yeah.
He's like, forget it.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
that's how
used
good
to
of a guy he was.
because it was in my aunt and uncle lived in that like directly down the street from that, so they would just walk there and
Right.
rent movies when I was with them, and they had stuff that they're like, oh, I've had this for a couple of years. He probably doesn't remember that we have it.
Yeah, like he was like the nicest man. If you didn't have money, he would just bill it to you.
Hmm.
I'll put it on your account, you pay for it, when you
Yeah,
have it. And then he'd always call me, Kevin, it's Chris. Again,
yeah,
a man calling a child.
yeah,
Stephen King's It just came in. I have it on reserve for you.
yeah.
So I would tell my parents and they would go, go get it for me. But like that's just the type of like businessman he was. He was like a beloved icon in
He'd be sitting
Marlton
on a folding chair in
with
the
no
middle of
shoes
the
or socks on.
no shoes and socks on, folding laundry.
Yeah, because I think it was him. He owned it, and then there was like two ladies that worked there.
Yeah.
So when he wasn't there, it was two other women. And I
Hmm.
remember like cigarettes going at full blast on like
Yep.
in the ashtray, and it was just. I mean, I'll never forget that.
Oh no, because I mean that's where I saw Evil Dead for the first time. That's where I saw Last House on the Left for the first time. I Spit on Your Grave, like
Ghost
all that
House.
stuff. Yeah, and then they closed down
Well, he
in.
sold it. He sold it to like, all right. So I remember when he sold it.
Mhm.
Because I remember the last time I went there like on a whim. I was like
Yeah.
bored. I was like, I'm gonna go rent a movie from B. And I remember going in there and I was gonna get the South Park movie.
Yeah.
So this is how long he was in business. So I was there in '88 for my birthday. A neighbor of mine gave me a free membership for my birthday to B&C. So '88 to say 2001, 2002,
Yeah.
that Chris owned it. So when he sold it to like, I want to say some like Egyptian guy.
Yeah.
And I remember going in there, he totally changed the decor. It looked like a Hollywood movie. Like it didn't
Yeah.
even look like B&C anymore. And I remember going up there. I remember he was smoking a cigarette. No lie, it was like this big. I remember and he's sweating. And one of the ladies that was there when it was B&C was behind the counter. I give her the movie, and she's like, "You owe." And I was like, "I owe money." And like the guy was like, "Yes, you owe like $20 in late fees." I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "He's like, no, you cannot rent until you pay your late fees." I'm like, "Where's Chris?" And he's like, "Chris is with us." So I'm thinking he's dead.
Yeah.
And I remember woman just standing there with like tears in her eyes because she knew, like, I was a loyal customer for all those years.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not paying. He's like,
Yeah.
you have no proof. He's like, put a hold on his account. Put a hold on his account. And I remember I come out, my dad's like, your movie. And I was like, he wouldn't rent it. He said, I owe late fees. So my dad goes and starts yelling at the guy. And I never see my dad like angry in public where he's like, you're never gonna last, and like push the videotapes down. That was the last time I went there.
I remember I got called about a job interview after whoever bought it because they tried to turn it into like a TLA video.
Yeah,
kind
it
of
wasn't
thing.
the same. Yeah.
Yeah, because they had it in like sections where there was like like different filmmakers and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then I remember one of the lady behind the counter is like, we're not going to be open much longer, so I don't know why you would even be interviewing anybody.
Right.
And that was the last time I ever went in there. That was probably junior, senior year in high school.
Yeah. So like that whole, so I used to work in Marlton up until yesterday. I used to work at Redstone before I moved over to Scarpelli. But that whole strip mall is gone.
Yeah.
So the Super Fresh is now a daycare center. High-rise apartments that probably go for $3,500 a month.
Yeah.
Surrounding. There's a chicken or the egg restaurant in the parking lot. All the stores that we grew up with are gone. The Burger King is gone.
That Burger King was dangerous.
It was dangerous. The guy that was the manager there was definitely into like some kind of like weird shit. But that's all gone. Now it's like it's not like a strip mall, but it's like a Dunkin' Donuts is there, Gitano's is there, and maybe like a couple other like stores.
Yeah.
There. So like that whole Plaza 70 is gone.
Is the water tower still there?
Water tower's still there.
But the smiley face hasn't been on it for years.
That I don't remember seeing, but it could still be on there.
Oh, okay, somebody told me I think my grandmother told me years ago they got rid of the smiley face. We grew up in the town had a water tower in the middle of the thing, and it just had a smiley face on it for some reason.
Yeah, next to the bank. The bank is still there.
Oh, the bank's still there?
Yeah, the bank is still there. The water tower is still there, but all those stores are gone.
Do you remember when we were in when we were I don't know, when we were in Evans, we used to walk from Evans to that shopping center as a field trip?
Again, who allowed that? Who allowed that? Because you had to cross over Main Street.
Yeah.
So Evans sat on Route 73. You're going from you're traveling from like Voorhees north, was that north? You're going north. You're gonna go through.
We
You're gonna go
went
through
too far.
Marlton.
We're in Camden. No,
Yeah.
John. Camden County.
So Evans set like it's pushed back off of 73, and you have to walk through neighborhoods
Yeah.
to get to Main Street.
Yep.
And then from Main Street, you got to cross over a busy road and walk about a mile
Up a hill.
up a hill
Yeah.
to get to that plaza.
And you would come in
And you're
through the
6 years old doing this.
you would come into the back part where trucks
Yes.
would come in.
Yeah. We went there on a field trip to shop the Super Fresh.
Because we went to Super Fresh, and then we also went to the library one time, and it was when it must have been around Halloween time, but they had a skeleton on like a broom, like it was a witch.
Right.
And I just remember this one Asian kid who was in our class just started screaming at the skeleton, and they had to get like somebody up on a ladder to take it down so that the lady could. She's probably like, "These fucking kids, are you fucking kidding me?" Like, they took us to the hospital one time too, and
like
all
the old
all the
folks
ladies.
hospital with the cookie when the guy put it in
No,
his mouth.
that was in 5th grade. That was funny as fuck. In 1st grade, they took us to the Marlton Hospital, which is where I was born, and my grandfather was sergeant of police, so everybody there knew who I was. So I got to like step away from my class and like go have like it was like still got a tasty cake or something like that. And I came back with that, and like I think Brian was with me too, and everybody's like, "Oh man, Newt knows everybody at the hospital." And I got to see a brain in a jar.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. Vaguely, I remember that though. But I do remember walking to the Super Fresh. Why take 6-year-olds to a Super Fresh? I remember they gave us sliced cheese.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And back then, they didn't worry about allergies or cross-contamination. They're just handing all these kids cheese. What if you had a dairy allergy? What if you were lactose intolerant? You'd be shitting your pants.
Here you go, you little assholes. In 40 years, 2 dumbasses are going to talk about this on YouTube.
Right. Exactly. And I remember the guy that was giving the tour was too happy to be around children. And I remember the guy slicing the cheese was like pissed off at the world. I remember that.
Remember the guy who was like slow, who used to stand outside of Super Fresh and just rock back and forth?
I remember him. I remember him very well. I don't know his name, but I remember who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And he would always go to the Burger King, and when he would leave, he would have the biggest smile on his face, like he had gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember
that Burger King used to be like where they would host like fundraisers for football and for hockey.
Right.
And I remember being in 6th grade and going in there for a Marlton baseball thing, and the guy behind the register was like listening to like headphones, and he's like, "There's people in the store, like a cross section of people," and he just goes, "You know my style, faggot." And my mom looked at me as if I was supposed to know his style. I don't know.
And like, I remember that. And then the German woman that worked there. Yeah. She was like a legend too. She was like one of like the original employees of that place.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Burger King picked her himself.
Yeah, basically. And I remember this kid I was friends with, the kid that like, I'm not gonna say his name, but like, remember we saw him after school and he dropped his backpack and ran?
Oh, yeah.
You thought we were gonna beat him up, and we're like, we didn't say anything. We just looked at him. He dropped his backpack and ran. So he was working there. I remember going in there. I remember riding my bike up there, and he had like a smorgasbord of food. And I was like, "Wow, where'd you get all that?" And he's like, "Well, the perks of working here. I can get whatever I want." And I was like, "Really?" I'm like, "Can I get a job here?" And I remember as soon as I said that, like the manager just went whoop, like from behind the counter. And I just remember like the smile on his face. Oh, you would like to work here? Like, and I was like, yeah, I'm interested. He's like, oh, I would hire you on the spot. Like, very
Hmm.
excited that I wanted to work there.
Yeah.
So I went home and I told my dad about it. He's like, you ain't going back there. I was like, why? The guy seemed nice. He's like, he's gonna ask you to go in the freezer and drop your pants.
You want to see my Happy Meal?
And he looked like the assistant manager from Fast Times at Ridgemont.
Oh, okay. You ever notice, like, we were around a lot of adults that looked nervous to be around children, like, like nervous, excited, but also nervous, like.
Yeah, nervous. Yeah, like they know they shouldn't do it, but it's like the late '90s. No one's gonna care.
We had a manager when we were working at the movie theater who asked us where we could get cocaine.
I remember that. I Now this guy was like, I don't know. We knew a lot of short people. He was probably about
Yeah.
5'2" on a good day.
Hmm.
Balding mustache. Was always in a suit.
Yep.
And we're what, seniors in high school?
Yeah.
And he came up to us and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna have like a blowout party. I'm gonna have a blowout summer party in LBI. I want you guys there. We're like, yeah, sure, whatever. And he's like, I'm gonna have beer balls. I'm gonna have like liquor, women. The only thing I don't know where to get. You guys know where to get some cocaine? Remember that?
I'm refilling the napkin holder, and I was like,
Yeah, cocaine. Asking 18-year-olds where to get cocaine. He had to be about 35.
But he also usually did it in a Cartman voice.
Yes, yes. That's
He
how
was
he
weird.
interviewed me. That's how he interviewed me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in a Cartman.
I got interviewed by the other lady, the shorter lady with the ponytail.
The one that got dysentery?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember her.
Yeah. Because I started there a couple months before you did, and
Yes. That was at
what a
McDonald's.
disaster. But yeah, so we would always hang out at B&C, get stacks of horror movies, and then just sit and watch horror movies and make fun of them the entire time.
Yeah,
But
like
again,
Mystery Science Theater.
Mystery Science Theater. But we would ride our bikes places, and I would be like, again, would you let your kids do that?
No, I wouldn't. The other day, my daughter's like, I'm gonna go for a run. I said, the hell you are. Yeah, you ain't going anywhere.
We used to trek through the woods to
Yeah.
like get to other neighborhoods.
I'm gonna piggyback on what you said, the Camden thing. So like when I
Yeah.
lived in Willow Ridge, so I moved there in summer of '94,
Yeah.
and the development was brand new, and there was a lot of kids from that town, from Marlton, that moved there. So
Yeah.
there was probably about 3 kids in our age that were in the same grade as me. And we found like a map. And we're like, and it said Camden. So this one
Yeah.
kid was like, oh man, the welcome to Camden sign's gonna be like this guy holding his dick with like a 40 in his hand. I remember that. We all thought it was funny. And like we're gonna ride our bikes there if it's that close.
Yeah.
So I remember we like packed lunches. And I remember like the one kid was like, oh man, we're in Camden. I'm like, this is Camden County. I remember that. Like we were like
Yep.
so excited. We're gonna go to
So
Camden. We're gonna see
people who are watching this, Camden, New Jersey is one of the most dangerous places in America.
in America.
Yeah, it has. At one point, it was Camden #1
I remember that.
on the news.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember when you moved over there. I remember when they were still building the neighborhood and stuff like that. I remember my dad dropping me off to your birthday party. At that house.
One?
What?
The one where you guys are my best friends.
Oh my God, no, that was in 5th grade.
It was summer before 6th grade.
Was it summer before 6th grade? All right, so you, the kids who lived in that neighborhood that you were friendly with, invited their cousins.
All right, so the kid that lived down the street his family had like a family friend from like New York or something,
Okay.
like upstate New York, like borderline Canada,
Uh-huh.
come visit them. And the kid never after this, the kid never came back. I remember
I
that.
never saw him again.
I
Yeah.
never saw him again. And I lived in that neighborhood.
Do you think he
So
still remembers us?
probably because he had no friends. The kid wasn't like a loser. He wasn't a dork. He was actually like
Yeah.
he was cool. And it was my first birthday in that neighborhood. So I was turning what, 13?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. And we went to go see Camp Nowhere.
Yep.
And I remember the kid was like, well, I can't come unless this kid comes. And
Yeah.
my mom's like, yeah, fine, whatever. And we had like a big sleepover. And I remember the one kid that lived a couple houses down woke up at the crack of dawn, was like pacing the hallway.
Yeah.
And we're all just laying there. And out of nowhere, the kid's like, I don't have many friends. You guys are my best friends. And we all like in like unison, everybody just like went, what? I remember the kid had a Cheez-It sleeping bag.
Yes.
Remember
Yeah.
that? In a Cheez-It sleeping bag.
Was that the Phil birthday party?
Bill Creation?
Yeah.
No, no, he wasn't there.
Here.
No, that was the all right. So when my parents sold our house in Country Farms, they're like, you guys can have a big sleepover, bring whoever you want.
Yeah.
And it was you and it was Phil.
Yeah.
And I remember he showed up in like the little running shorts. I remember
But
that.
you prefaced it before I met him. You're like, look, this guy's my friend from my old school.
Yeah.
He's a little weird. And I'm like preparing myself. And the very first thing he does is, I'm here. And then you went,
like I'm here, like a comedian.
and you
Hey.
were like, Phil, go home.
Well, I didn't want him to embarrass me. Like that was like the thing. And
Yeah.
but he was a nice kid. I mean,
No, I'm still friendly with him, but
yeah.
we ragged on him so much that night
I remember
that
we watched Shocker. Movie
yeah.
Shocker.
Yep.
And didn't you like try to fall asleep and you woke up and he was like smiling at you?
He was hey, are you awake? And I was like, it was like when Mark's dad woke me up in the middle of the night. I was sleeping on his sofa in 7th grade. Have you seen my glasses? I was like, what is happening? Yeah, he wanted to know if I was awake, and then he wanted to tell me about the Bikini Car Wash movies.
Who, Phil?
Yeah.
Well, he was really big into the Gilbert Godfrey Up All Night.
Yeah.
So
Which I'm doing something for Rhonda Shear now, actually.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, but he that I'll never forget that night. But yeah, or when we had people sleep at my house and I tried to integrate my old friends with my new friends, and it was
I remember that.
you, Robbie,
Cameron,
Cameron, and then that guy Billy Hogan, who I was friends with in 2nd grade and 3rd grade. And then we tried to call the other kid who I used to be friends with,
Joey.
Yeah. How's your dog? How's Peaches?
He's fine. He's fine.
He got grounded one time when I was sleeping this kid had like a massive house. He had a live-in like nanny and like that. I saw her having sex one time. I was in 1st grade, and you would like go back through the kitchen, and there was like a whole like servants' quarters back there. And he sent me back there to get like chips or something like that. And his nanny was just getting railed by this guy with her bedroom door open. And I'm in 1st grade, and I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna go back to watching Sleepaway Camp 2. Bye. Like, but he got grounded while I was I was over his house for a weekend, and basically I had to just sit by myself downstairs. And I remember playing like X-Men on Sega, like, well, I guess this is what I'm doing now. And you hear him up in his room like, this isn't fair. I hate it here.
I just remember every time you'd bring that kid up, your mom would like giggle.
He was a strange kid.
Yeah, I remember.
In 1st and 2nd grade, he was very much into healing crystals. And his dad went to school in Florida, the Orangeman was their logo. He had like this little plastic Orangeman guy, and I remember him throwing it at his dad, and his dad just like standing up and being like, "Oh."
I remember that sleepover though.
Yeah, we
That's
watched the
when,
Amityville. We watched the
yeah,
Amityville Horror.
yeah. That's when Robbie Kane, like when the eyes show up in the window, he knows
Yeah.
like a Fred Flintstone running on air back to the couch. And then I remember we tried to go into the cornfield.
And he got scared.
He got scared. Oh, I'm too cold. I'm too cold.
So there was a park near my house, and then there was at the other side of development there was another park that backed up to a cornfield. And the story always was, if you go in that cornfield, the guy will shoot you.
Right.
So he kept saying. So I was like, "Oh, let's go in the cornfield." So we all got ready, and like we think it's late, but it's probably like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And we go, "Oh, I'm way too cold. I can't go." And then he
Yeah.
just starts like chattering his teeth, so we had to turn around and come back.
We were halfway there. And then like
Yeah.
then we just like it was like, where's Robbie? And then like you turn around, he's like this, like shaking, walking back to your house.
Hey, bitch, bring over the
Yeah.
bring over the video camera.
That's how he would talk to his mother.
He called
was
his mom
okay.
and said, "Hey, bitch, bring over the video camera."
Yeah. Yeah. Like nothing, like that's his daily life in that household. That's how he talked to his mom.
But I remember we got like on this Amityville horror kick, and then we finally were able to get the movie, and watch it, and that became a big thing. But yeah, that scene where he got scared and he was trying to not be scared, he literally jumped in the air and ran on air and jumped on the sofa.
Yep.
So my parents had this like secular, like this couch that kind of went around the wall, and he like dove in between all of us.
I remember that. I remember that.
But yeah, so yeah, that's we'll call this part one
Yeah.
of our Where Were the Adults, kind of crossing a little bit of fifth grade, and then when we get together again, we'll go into some of the more insane stories, just kind of give people a little bit of a Susan of the nonsense that we grew up with.
If you want to know what happened to me at Physical Elite, like, I'll save that for episode 2.
Was that well? I remember when you had to lose weight by going there.
That was to make the weigh-ins for
Okay.
the 135s. Now we gotta
They
talk
made
about
you guys
him.
wear they made you guys wear trash bags and go to a sauna
That
in seventh
that-
grade.
that was 8th grade, but that's not even the story I'm thinking.
All right.
This is something completely worse.
Well,
That if this happened today, the place would be shut down.
we're
Like
gonna
shut
save
down on the news. I'd be a millionaire with a lawsuit right now.
Oh, there's
That's
a
how-
couple of those. There's a couple of those things where, like, years later, talking to my aunts or my mom or something like that, and being like, "Yeah, this happened." And they're like, "Why didn't you tell us?"
Yeah, why didn't
Like-
you tell us? And I think I did tell my dad about one thing that we'll touch on, and he was just like, he just blew it off. Like if that happened to my daughters,
Yeah,
I would have went over there and beat
yeah.
the shit out of the guy.
There was a lot of that stuff that went on because we were kind of like left in the company of coaches and
Yeah,
things like that, and our parents were like, "It's fine, they're good." Like they expected that person to handle themselves. I don't think our parents ever expected those people to not act accordingly. But then those people are like, "There's no parents around." Like,
there's no parents. Yeah, see, yeah, do what you want.
how many times like we were shown like pornography as kids?
Pornography, alcohol, cigarettes. No one really offered us drugs.
Yeah.
But like pornography, alcohol, cigarettes, car rides,
Yeah.
just put it this way, anything that didn't involve like hardcore drugs was offered to us.
Yeah.
And this is all by adults.
Yeah.
Not by kids.
Was it you whose uncle was like showing you a Playboy and like
Yeah,
talking
but
about the
Yeah.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, that's the kind of stuff that was going on. But then I remember, like, aside from finding porn in the woods all the time, because I remember Jay Duckenfield knew where it was all the time. He's like, oh, it's up here. It's past this third tree. And I was like, what?
Yeah. If you think about, like you said, the parents and the coaches that we were left in company with,
Yeah.
who offered us pornography, alcohol, cigarettes,
Hmm.
random car rides,
Yeah.
memorabilia, hockey equipment, if you did
I
favors. But
I
nothing
took
was
a
sexual. We never did
nothing
anything
sexual. Yeah, it
sexually
was like
sexual.
if you come here and like do like my yard or like at Ryan Stahl's house, like doing like leaves in their like in their drain or something like that. The dad's like, oh, I got you this for that. And it's like, well, money would be good too, you know?
Yeah, but I'm talking about like hardcore stuff.
Oh no, no, I know that, but I'm just
Like I'm
saying, like
talking
that was the
about
kind.
when we were hired at 15 years old to be roadies for a Travis Tritt concert,
And we both got kicked out.
and we both got kicked out. But in the same aspect, where were the adults for that?
Yeah,
Like the stuff we saw during that
if
whole ordeal.
we could have become very impressionable and worn pleather turquoise jumpsuits like
Yes,
him.
I remember the guy that brought us there was like, if you want to sell your backstage passes for sexual favors, I'll turn a
Yeah,
blind eye. Like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that. Like no one
yeah,
ever touched us. No one ever made us feel like something like that was gonna
yeah,
happen.
yeah.
But like it was more of like impressionable. Let's get you guys addicted to alcohol, cigarettes,
And
pornography.
porn, yeah.
Yeah, it was more like that. But no one ever touched us.
No, no, I don't think we were
No.
cute enough.
Maybe I was. Maybe I was back then, but now I just look like the revolting blob from Billy
Look,
Madison.
I was gonna molest you, but you brought your friend, so
It was like dirty work. Like Norm Macdonald and Artie Lang in Dirty Work. How come I'm not getting touched?
or we're at the mall, hanging out at the Echelon Mall, and there's all kinds of like illicit activity going on, and we're just happy to be here.
Or that one
All
time in
right,
the movie theater. Hold on, that one time in the movie
okay.
theater where that chick was like trying to like touch both of
Oh
us
yeah,
at
the
the same time.
chick.
Remember that?
Yep, and I just got a job there, so I turned it down.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
I
And
remember
then there was
that.
that other girl. There was the girl at the Atco movie theater too, who used to like have our phone number and like
That's what
constantly
I'm
call us. And
talking about.
yeah,
That's the
but
same girl.
she was way older than us.
Yeah.
Well, we'll leave that on it. We'll leave that on it. Now I look back and I'm like, fuck. I could have been getting sniz on the reg.
I know. At 15.
Little 15-year-old Newt getting stank on his hang low.
Yeah,
But
I remember running to that one of the kids in the neighborhood's house the next day. You won't believe what happened to me
yeah.
last night. I remember
But yeah,
that.
we would just get dropped off at the movie theater. All right. Good luck.
Yeah, we'll be back in 2 hours.
10 o'clock. Don't get sex trafficked.
Yeah.
So we'll leave that on a cliffhanger, and then we'll bring you more if the comments are good. We'll continue to do more of these because once we get into like middle school and high school is when the real adventures begin.
Right. And we want to tie in some of our friends into this to come on as
Yeah.
special guests too. So
And I think we were gonna get together today and do this in person. But you know,
my car
it's
sucks. My
and
car
it's
sucks.
I'm really far away, but eventually we'll get everybody together and we'll do it in person, and then it really gets insane. It was funny. I was talking to another ex of mine not too long ago, and she's like, I used to sit and listen to you and Kevin and be like, what the fuck? Like we had a well choreographed routine that we had worked out and would just bounce off each other for 2.5 hours and just forget another person was there.
Yeah. We got less than a minute. So
All right, that's it
all
for
right.
this episode. We'll be back for another one.
All right. See you guys later.
See ya.